Hi and welcome to Geek Out with Archer. Today I am going to be looking at new League of Legends champion Seraphine and why this champion is possibly the most hated champion that League have ever released. So if you are watching this video blissfully unaware of the entire thing that is going on around League of Legends new champion, let me fill you in on who she is. So Seraphine is a pop idol singer from Piltover and Zorn. So why is there so much hate around Seraphine? Well, to answer that we have to go back a little bit further than the recent announcement that came earlier this week. Back in June, a Twitter account was created for an indie singer called Seraphine. So the account started off small, as all Twitter accounts do, and seemed to be charting the attempts of a singer, Seraphine, to make it in the big time as a pop singer. There was nothing that would have alerted you that this was anything to do with League, other than the art style that was used on the photos, because Seraphine isn't real, so the photos and the selfies were all drawn, and the artwork on them is beautiful. Let me just say that, it's gorgeous. The account then got leaked, as a lot of things did for League over summer, and the follower count literally shot up overnight as people found out that this might be something to do with League of Legends. However, the account continued as it was, retweeting things, posting about her songs, posting about her feelings, as every other Twitter account does. And honestly, I really like the Twitter account. I think it's nice, it's honest. Yes, I know that Seraphine isn't real, but let's be honest here, half the stuff we see on the internet isn't real, even when it comes from real people. So to just have some wholesome things on my timeline on Twitter, I didn't mind that at all. The songs were nice, the covers were good, the artwork on the photos was lovely, and I liked the interaction that she was giving with her fans. And honestly, if you'd asked me in like late August, early September, I was pretty hyped for this champion. From what we saw of her photos with her long pink hair and a little star on her cheek, she was everything I would love in a champion. I am someone who mains Zoe and Nico and Lilia. Big eyes, pink hair, little star emblem, uses music. Yeah, I was ready to be all over this champion. Now, a lot of people put two and two together and worked out that this champion having to do with music was probably going to be something to do with a band skin. Band skins being very big, popular ones for each year. And there was, of course, a lot of hype around her being in KDA, and it was no one's surprise when that was officially announced. Again, I was still very on board with this. A lot of people were still very on board with this. In fact, at this point, the only negativity that I had seen towards Seraphine were from a few Twitter accounts that were jealous of a fictional character. I kid you not. So let's jump back to the start of this week when more information was announced by Seraphine. So up till this point, we knew about the Seraphine that existed in our world with KDA. We had her Twitter account, we had the KDA Harmonies comic that had been out, and a couple of posts from KDA. So that was the Seraphine we knew, but we didn't know anything about the Seraphine that would exist within the world of League of Legends. We didn't know where she would come from, how she would fit in, and I was super excited to find that out. So let's jump to one of the first reasons everybody suddenly started to hate this champion. Now, it was obvious from the start that this was going to be a champion based around music, which is fine. But we already have some champions that are based around music. So the team would really need to pull something out to differentiate Seraphine from some of these other champions, namely Sona. So Seraphine's abilities are so similar to Sona's. The one champion in the game that you want to make sure that Seraphine is nothing like. And I haven't played her on PBE yet. I've heard people say that she plays very differently from Sona. But there is no denying the similarities in the abilities. From a heal and a shield, to one attack ability that does damage, to every third ability doing a double cast, where if it's with Sona, every third ability gives you an empowered auto attack, to the ult being a straight line thing in front of her, that with Seraphine charms people, but with Sona causes them to dance. The similarities are just so obvious. It's almost like this was a Sona rework that was going to come out at some point, but instead they've just decided to make a new champion with it. And all of this is done while she is floating around on a floating platform, kind of mimicking Sona's floating instrument in front of her. Guys, you had one job, in fact one champion, to make sure that Seraphine was nothing like, and you couldn't even get that. Everything about her looks like a rip-off of Sona, right down to the fact that Seraphine's hair changes colour at the bottom, just like Sona's does. So straight away, that really annoyed a lot of people. Sona, while she doesn't get a lot of play, does have a lot of fans. She's a champion that's very easy to pick up. She's a champion that a lot of people play when they're first learning League. A lot of people have a soft spot for her. She doesn't get that much love from Riot. She only recently got her lines changed to take away the summoner references. So to suddenly see this champion who has her own Twitter account and is going to be part of KDA coming out and seemingly ripping off a champion that you like, it wasn't great for a lot of people. And I kind of touched on it there, but Seraphine's look in game doesn't look like where she comes from. When you think of Piltover, you think of champions like Jace, who are very sort of, with the hex tech stuff, they're very almost steampunk in the way that they look, the way that they dress. When you think of Zorn, you think of characters like Echo and Jinx, who their clothing is more put together, it's more sort of improvised, I want to say, with kind of dark but bold colours. Seraphine doesn't look like she comes from either of these places. And she's supposed to come from Zorn and live in Piltover but sing back in Zorn. But she just doesn't. Her base skin looks like it comes from somewhere like the Star Guardian universe. It's bright, it's colourful, she has a glittery skirt on, she has the long pink hair, she has the bold whites of her puffy sleeves, she has her leggings, which are again are glittery. Nothing, if you took her and showed her to somebody and asked them to pick where she came from in the League of Legends sort of universe, I can guarantee you Piltover and Zorn wouldn't even crack the top 5 places that you would probably want to put her. It just doesn't feel like she belongs in these areas at all. Like, I think her base skin looks gorgeous if it was in another skin line. As it stands, as a base skin for a Piltover Zorn champion, it just doesn't fit with other Piltover and Zorn champions' base skins at all. There's just nothing there to it. And you might think, well, that's just her base skin, you know, that's only her entire lore and how she fits into this video game. What about her release skin? Because all champions get a release skin. Let's talk about her release skin. Now, this is when Seraphine loses me as a fan. This, God, it bugs me no end that her release skin is an ultimate skin. Like, God, I think I would be annoyed if she was getting a legendary release skin, because nobody gets stuff like that as their release skin. But she's not even getting a legendary, she's getting an ultimate. Like, there are champions that only have their release skin looking at you on. There are champions like Skarner, who at the time of filming this video has now gone 2,000 days since his last skin, and she's getting an ultimate skin as her release skin. I just can't. It's such an obvious cash grab from Riot. And I know they're a company, I know they have to make money, but it's so stupid. And the thing is, it's not even a good ultimate skin. When you think of an ultimate skin, I think instantly of Elemental Lux, which is one of my favourite skins in the game, in which you have 10 forms you can choose from, and you can change into 2 of those during the course of the game, with different voice lines and effects, and yeah, that is what I'm going to drop my money on as an ultimate skin. This has 3 forms. We're coming back to that, I guarantee you. But it has 3 forms, and you do quests to unlock them. And when you unlock them outside of games, like, this isn't like you get little quests, I don't think, in the game. I think it's outside of games or play games to get the quests. But once you have the 3 forms unlocked, you pick them at Champion Select, like you would any other skin. So if you want to play Indie Seraphine, you choose Indie Seraphine of your ultimate skin, and then that's what you play. You play Indie Seraphine. If you want to play KDA Seraphine, you pick KDA Seraphine at Champion Select, and then that is what you play for the game. That's not an ultimate skin. I'm sorry, it's just not. I can do that with Ari, you know. I could pick Popstar Ari, KDA Ari, or the new KDA Ari at Champ Select, and it's no different. So for me, this brand new champion that nobody knows yet getting that much love is just so frustrating, because there are some champions like Ornn, like Skarner, that just haven't had new skins in so long. Like Riot have actually made a point this year of trying to give some of those champions new skins because they accept that they've completely ignored them. And like I said, we're just gonna circle back around to 3 forms. Ultimate skin, 3 forms for a brand new champion. This knocks me on such a level because Riot have made excuses as why Kayn, if you can see just over my shoulder, I really like Kayn. He doesn't get new skins because it's too difficult to do his 3 forms. And they would have to make like all his skins legendary or something like that. You know, it's not like Ari gets like a dozen legendary skins just for fun. But no, they can't do 3 forms. It's too hard. Except for this pink-haired who just wanders in and gets an ultimate skin with 3 forms. No, I'm not going to swear. I'm close. I am very close, but I'm not going to swear. And this is why people are hating this champion. The amount of attention that she is getting from Riot is insane. They have 151 champions and they ignore like at least 2/3 of those 99% of the time. And then this girl just wanders in and she gets a Twitter account, she gets comics, she's clearly going to get a music video with KDA. She gets an ultimate skin. It's just, it really is a slap in the face to fans because it's such an obvious, we're going to try and jump on the K-pop stan bandwagon here. Like, KDA was popular, let's do this and just try and grab some of that cash. And it's just, so annoying for so many fans. And the thing is, I have seen Riot employees really scrambling on Twitter these last few days to try and say, no, everyone, you're wrong, she's a good character, lots of people like her. And I think lots of people did like her. I loved the Twitter account. I want to know who that Seraphine is, because I can guarantee you it's not the one that's in the game. Because the one who's in the game doesn't sound like a nice person. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to throw that out there. She doesn't sound like a nice person at all. Because I am currently in self-isolation, thanks to coming into contact with someone that has COVID, thank you life, I am stuck within these 4 walls. Because I can't even really go out of this room. So I have listened to all of Seraphine's voice lines that are up on YouTube for her base skin, for her ultimate skin, all 3 forms of the ultimate skin, 3 forms of the ultimate skin. She just doesn't come across as a nice person. And I've heard people saying like, oh, but again, Riot employees, like, oh, but she's fighting, so they have to have some punch in them. Well, you brought Lilia out this year, and Lilia is like a bunny rabbit, and she is one of the nicest champions that are on the Rift. Like, she just has really nice voice lines. Nico has really nice voice lines. These are really friendly characters that have nice voice lines. Seraphine's just on. Like, she's rude to people. I get that she's supposed to be battling them on the Rift, but she just comes across as rude. Not to mention, she uses the Bracken crystals to power all of her little music stuff which, if you know League lore, the Bracken crystals contain the soul of, like, Skarna's family. And she has voice lines that are like, "Hey Skarna, I can hear the voice of your family. Want me to sing the songs to you?" Like, there's just no way that doesn't come across as like, "Hey, got your dead relative here. Want me to tell you what they're thinking? Because you don't know, but I do." It's just not nice. It's not friendly. It's not this relatable persona that they created with the Twitter account. And you can't use the excuse that, oh, she's fighting on the Rift, because Lilia and Nico fight on the Rift, but they're nice characters and it comes across in their voice lines. They're cute. Nico asks everybody if they want to go on, like, dates with her, and she thinks people are pretty. And Lilia is just shy and adorable. But Seraphine is none of these things. But that's the persona that you've built up on the Twitter account. Not to mention that the voice lines for the Ultimate skin are just horrendous. There are so many that do not belong in League of Legends. I do not want to hear a League of Legends character telling me to like and subscribe. That's what YouTubers do. Not people fighting for their lives on the Rift. I know when I hear a League of Legends characters talking about, "Oh my gosh, was that my first hater?" Like, no love, you've got a lot of haters at this point, trust me. And she has other stupid ones, like, "Hey, I stan." What? Just what? When you have people talking about, like, everything that is going on in the lore of League of Legends, when you have, like, Kindred, which is like the personification of death there, and you've got Ilawi, who is some, like, priestess, and then you've got Little Miss K-pop in the middle, like and subscribe, guys! How does that fit? How did you think that would fit? It's so obvious that the creators here literally went, "We need a new character to go into KDA. Rather than use one of the 151 that we've already got, let's create this new persona and we will somehow crowbar her into our lore." And an argument that I've seen people use against people that are voicing these criticisms against Seraphine is, well, this champion clearly isn't made for you. And that is fine. Not every champion is going to gel with everybody. Like, that's not going to happen. Samira has just come out, and while I know a lot of people are really excited, I wasn't. She's cool. She's not the kind of champion I'm going to enjoy. She's not the kind of champion I'm going to really play. Seraphine should be. Everything about Seraphine should have me excited. I am the target audience for Seraphine, and I want this girl to take a long walk off a short pier because I'm so done with her at this point. Like, I really am surprised that they've managed to make such a hated champion and the girl isn't even out yet. KDA is arguably the biggest thing that League of Legends has ever created. There is no doubt about that. If you go on their YouTube channel, Popstars has got something like nearly 400 million views or something. It dwarfs any of their other videos. People that have never played the game know the song. They've cosplayed the characters. It is massive, and their comeback should be absolutely huge, but it is totally soured now by the fact that there is this character there. And I'm still following the Twitter account. I still really kind of like the Twitter account. I like seeing these posts. I liked it when they did it with True Damage last year by posting Instagram posts of the band arriving at Paris. I like what they're doing with the Seraphine Twitter account. I hate everything else about this champion. And the thing is, I am absolutely probably going to play Seraphine because, like I said, she fits in with the playstyle that I have. She fits in with the kind of characters I like. So I will probably buy her at some point and I will probably play her. But I will not be buying that Ultimate skin, despite being the audience that should buy the Ultimate skin. And I think that does say a lot about how wrong they have got this. The character is a rip-off Sona, who isn't a very nice character. The Twitter account is nice and it is wholesome, and I do enjoy following the Twitter account. But everything about the character in game is literally Sona 2.0 that's been crowbarred in from the KDA universe to somehow fit in with League lore. And I'm kind of at the point where I just kind of wish that Riot would say, yeah, no, we have messed up a little bit with this. Your criticism is valid. Rather than this thing that they're doing at the minute on Twitter, where the employees are like, no, Seraphine's not wrong. You, the fans that play our game, you're wrong. It's just not a good look. When so many people are pointing out the same criticisms, you have to start listening. You can't just ignore them. And there are so many criticisms at this point. And the thing is, if you like Seraphine, if you're excited to play her, if you want, that is fine. That's absolutely your choice to make. But I don't think you can look at this and think that they've got everything right either. It's absolutely okay to enjoy something, but also say, yeah, that bit wasn't great. The part about using Skarner's dead relatives and asking if he wants to hear what they're saying, it kind of hits a bit weird. And having this like super perky, super nice, super relatable character say to like, when she comes across on her skins, hey, your best looks like my worst. Doesn't quite bring across that she's a nice, perky, happy, relatable character. It kind of makes her come across as a bit of a cow. So kudos to Riot on this actually, because normally people don't start hating a champion until they've like been beaten into the ground by that champion half a dozen times. So to actually create a champion that everyone hates before she's even on the Rift, that is an achievement. Okay, that's all from me on this video. If you have enjoyed this video, please do like and subscribe. You see, I'm a YouTuber. I should be saying please like and subscribe. I should not be saying that if I'm fighting for my life. But I'm not fighting for my life right now. But please do like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing some more League of Legends videos because I love League of Legends. So why not? And also I am in quarantine, so I have nothing else to do right now except make videos, so there'll probably be a few more coming. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye!
Remember to like and subscribe!